Hi, everyone. This is Jacqui Cooper with JCooperTravels, and I want to welcome you today to this really special episode. I have a friend on Joseph, who I'll introduce in a quick second, who I connected with on Alignable and other social media. But before I do, I wanted to kind of share with everyone how J Cooper Travel started and how it is. So I actually am a certified travel consultant, and I love traveling around the world. I love meeting people. In fact, as I was sharing with Joseph, I just came back from Portugal, which was a fabulous trip, and I'll be doing other episodes about that. In fact, I'm inviting some of the people I met in Portugal onto the show, so you'll actually be able to hear their stories. But because of COVID happening, travel kind of got a pause. And I realized that J. Cooper Travels was going to be rebranded, and it's going to be more about the stories of how do we travel in life? How do we travel with our families, career-wise, professionally, just every which way. So with that, I have been connecting with many people who I think have wonderful stories and who can also provide a really rich support to everyone who are my listeners. Definitely stay to the end, because one of the things that you might have realized that I've been doing recently is one tip, one place. So we're talking about a tip, a takeaway that you can think about that will help you in your own personal life, and a place that you can explore on a bucket list. So definitely stay to the end of our chat. In the meantime, Joseph, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Sure. So Joseph, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and the name of your business and share the website so people can contact you. And for those that don't know how talk shows work, there is a box below the talk show or the video, which will have live links so you can actually reach back out. But Joseph, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself so everyone knows how to reach you?
Yeah, sure. I'm Joseph Naudus. I'm with Schooley Mitchell. My website is www.schooleymitchell.com/JNaudus. So JNAUDUS. And we are a business to business cost reduction franchise, and we get to help people save money. So businesses save money and nonprofits.
So explain to me actually how that works. How do you help businesses? And are you looking for a certain size of businesses or nonprofits, or can it be any size?
Well, we do find larger savings in the bigger or larger companies, but we're always looking to help any size business. So I'm not going to turn anybody away. I'm going to do my best to help every single business or every single size nonprofit I can. So what we do is we come in and, we show you what we do. We allow you, or you allow us to do a free audit for you. Basically, it's like a forensic audit, and we audit your services for you, your telecom, your merchant services, your small package shipping, waste removal, e-signature, your utilities in some states, electronic logging devices, fuel, fleet services. And what we do is we will be independent. So not anybody else, like Verizon's not going to give you an independent look and let you see what the other vendors are and what the pricing should be and that kind of thing. So we're completely independent from any of the vendors. We have no horse in the race, so to speak. So what we do is we come in and we'll look at and we'll evaluate your services for you. We look through your bills. So we look through your bills. The last 3 months is usually what we need. And we're going to look through, see if you have any billing errors. We're going to, and you'd be surprised how often we do find billing errors, especially with nonprofits. A lot of them are being charged tax when they don't need to be, all kinds of billing errors that we find. What we do also is we consult and we make sure that you're not paying for anything you don't need or you don't want, because a lot of times businesses change, technology changes all the time. And sometimes there might be an easier way to do things that you may have not thought of that we can bring to your attention and save you a lot of money doing it. And then the last thing we do is we look at your pricing, and through our proprietary software, through our pricing databases that we've dealt with over 26,000 clients, and our long-lasting relationships with these vendors, we're able to negotiate better pricing for you. So that's really the key there is getting you a reduced price. And then also looking at the other vendors to see what your options are. Now, 80% of the time we do stay with the same vendor, but we like to leverage the vendors against each other so that we can get you a better price.
I think that is awesome because a lot of times we as individuals don't want to take the time to price compare or see where we can save money. I love your visual of burning money because again, every dollar that we earn is hard, you know, it's hardcore. Our time is valuable, our dollars are valuable. And when you put it together, if you can save the dollars, then it means you can allocate them to something else that you want. So how did you get involved with this? What's your story with coming to this company and getting involved with this?
Yeah, so I was in retail for about 24 years, and I realized that the retail dynamic is changing along with the economy, and it's harder to find people. And I just started falling out of love of what I was doing, and I needed a change. So I got contacted by, a franchise broker, and, we looked at a bunch of different franchises, but I chose Schooley Mitchell because I really have a passion for helping people. And I really like the idea that if I don't find savings for my customers, I don't make any money. The company doesn't make any money. So it's entirely risk-free. And I wanted to really specialize in nonprofits to help churches, help nonprofits, but also all businesses, of course. But I have a heart of seeing people improve and get better, and really helping people. I really do care about helping people and making their life a little easier, or, giving them that money for that Christmas party, or, just helping them save money so that they can maintain their employees and things like that, or just invest in better business decisions and that kind of thing. And it's really a passion of mine.
So go ahead and mention your website again so people can reach out to you.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's www.schooleymitchell, so SchooleyMitchell.com/J Naudus.
Okay, awesome. So if someone was interested in reaching out to you and using your service, how does it work? Do you set up like a 30-minute interview? What kind of papers do they need to get together? What's the process?
Well, the initial process is very simple. So we'll set up a 30-minute consultation. And what we'll do is we'll look and see what services they're using right now that we can help consult to. And then they can decide if they want to use our services. I'll give them a brief breakdown of what we do, a little bit more in depth than what we talked about on here. And then they can decide if they want to use our services. If they want to use our services, we usually collect 3 months of billing, or we get their online billing password to be able to look at their accounts. Usually we need 3 months because we want to make sure that we have a good understanding of what their services look like on a continuous basis, and we get a good baseline, because that's what we work off of too. So if we have a baseline or a benchmark, we have to save you money, but beyond that in order to get paid.
Okay, that sounds great. So a quick question, where are you located?
I am located in a Fayetteville, North Carolina office, but I'm able to work with any business in the United States or Canada.
Awesome. Awesome. So, and I guess one of the beauties of last year is that people now are used to Zoom. So, again, you can be, remote and still be able to support everyone. And I know I have listeners from all around the country, and as well as Canada. So for those that are listening, definitely reach out, especially if it saves you funds. It means you can grow your business in a different way. Do you have a favorite place to go in North Carolina, or a bucket place lists that you think people should discover and find?
I'll give you two. I definitely like Wrightsville Beach in North Carolina. It's a little place near Wilmington, but it's more on the upper scale, I guess you could say, and just really, really nice, very good quality restaurants there, really nice beaches, and just really nice people as well. A little bit packed in the regular season because it's such a little bit smaller, but really, really nice. And then the second thing I would say is Asheville, North Carolina. If you haven't been to Asheville, North Carolina, the mountains there and just the little small shops in the downtown, a lot of great things going on there, and just beautiful. If you haven't been to the Biltmore Estate, definitely go to the Biltmore Estate. But just beautiful scenery and mountains and just a nice to get back to nature.
That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. So I know when you've been doing your audit of different companies, where do you find that most of the companies are not saving or need some actual redirection?
With larger companies, we do find that the consulting comes in a lot because they may be having 10 lines when they need 6, and we'll do like it's called a speed test to check and see. But the pricing is our big thing too, because we have the vendor relationships. We know what you could be paying, and they also know what you could be paying. But we're able to give you that independent look of your services and your pricing to get you the best pricing possible, right?
Now, do you also look at how they're spending their dollars, that where they could maybe allocate it differently from an automobile side or the insurance side, categories like that?
Well, we do look at fuel. So like fuel costs, we look at fleet management services. So like if they have multiple vehicles and they're, they want to save some money there, we can definitely look at that for them. Now those do need to be a little bit on the larger size companies. ELD, electronic logging devices, we do those as well. So if you're any company that has any kind of vehicles on the road and you're tracking your employees or using GPS and that kind of thing, we can help lower those costs as well. So that's pretty cool. But we won't really tell them how to reallocate. That's kind of up to them, how they want to reallocate their savings. Our job is just to go in and save them as much money as possible.
Yeah, no, that's great. I know that another area that you and I have talked about, that a lot of companies use at some point are lawyers. And myself being a lawyer, I know the challenge of having to charge an hourly rate. And that's one reason why I sort of navigated away from the traditional law side. So, I'll just mention this for the listeners that are listening today. You have options. Sometimes you can definitely have your traditional lawyer and pay the hourly rate, but you can also use a company that I'm associated with called legalshield, and it definitely provides quality legal consulting for small businesses or individuals, and even those with fleets and cars and commercial drivers, at a very affordable rate, sometimes just like $1 a day. And so you basically have a lawyer on call 24/7. And sometimes that initial contract review, it can be within this very simple plan, and it would save you, a lot of money since you're not paying an hourly rate. And then if you actually have a special need, you can then actually think about, hiring a specialized attorney. So I think that, again, what Joseph and Schooley Mitchell's offering is wonderful, because we have profit, and obviously we also have expenses. So if we can kind of figure out, okay, how can we reduce those expenses so we can reallocate that profit, whether it's back to the staff or whether it's, future development. Again, it's all about thinking, how can you take that circle and that pie and divide it? So any last minute thoughts that you would like to share? A tip, a takeaway for the listeners?
Well, I would just say $1 saved is better than $1 earned. And here's why. When you earn $1, you then have to pay what you sold to your merchandise or whatever your cost is, your overhead and that kind of thing. But when you save $1, it's all savings. So there's no having to, I mean, you can still use it to pay those things, but there's no cost up front to pay that. You don't have to pay those up front. When you save $1, it's completely savings, and it just makes much more sense to save as much money as you can.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great way for everyone to be thinking, whether it's, in your personal life or in the business side. I totally agree with you on that. I know that you and I are going to have future conversations and the various projects that you're working on. So I want to thank you, Joseph, for coming on. Why don't you tell them one more time how to reach out to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So my web address is www.schooley, SCHOOLEY, Mitchell, MITCHELL.com/JNAUDUS. So yeah, I'd love to work with you guys and love to help you in any way I can. And like I said, I'm passionate about saving businesses and nonprofits money. And I really do care. So I want to help as many customers as I can, as many clients as I can.
Definitely. So thank you so much. And I will talk to you soon.
Thank you.